So I believe our time, our time officially begins now. Can you all wave to let me know that you're all ready for the program? You're all ready for this session. Can you all wave, please? Let's know you're all ready for the session.
We are ready. Yeah, we are ready.
Please mute your mics to when you are. Let's set some ground rules, please.
I am very, very ready.
We have some, before we start, let me welcome everyone. Before we start, we have some ground rules. All microphones should be mute. For the sake of clarity and decorum, please, all microphones should be mute. You're not allowed to turn on your microphone until, if you need to talk, indicate in the chat box. If you have a question, you have an observation, if you have anything to say, please indicate in the chat box and we'll give you permission to speak so that we don't have a rowdy session. So thank you once again. Thank you once again. Please, all microphones should be mute. So, without further ado, we are going to start. You're all welcome to the BIM Africa Student Advocacy Program. This is actually a briefing session. As of now, our virtual training sessions begin. Today, we'll just take you through what is expected of you. And you should know that in the next 3 months, we'll be having regular meetings like this so that you can enjoy you can participate in the whole training process. So my name is Lord Kaduma. I'm an architect from Nigeria. I'm a program manager for the Student Advocacy Program, and you're welcome. So let's begin. Before we go further, please let me know if you can all see, wave your hand if you can all see the screen. You can see the slide on the screen. Can you see the slide on the screen? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see the slide on the screen. Give me a thumbs up, All right. So before we start, we need to start with what the definition of what BIM is. As you can see on the screen, BIM is an innovative process and technology that has transformed the way buildings are designed, analyzed, constructed, and managed. First, you need to understand that BIM, which is building information modeling, BIM could mean so many things. It could mean building information modeling. It could mean building information model. It could mean building information management. So depending on whatever approach you see, the most important thing here is that you need to understand that this is a process. This is a process. It is beyond, as you can see from the definition, we didn't say anything about software. So we need you to understand, firstly, that this is a process. It's a process that has transformed the industry. And as you can see, there are key terms that are being stated here. You can see, even though we talked about the ways buildings are designed, we talk about design, we talk about how buildings are analyzed, how buildings are constructed, and how buildings are managed. But let's try to understand another thing. BIM here is no longer limited to buildings. Buildings, when we talk about buildings, that's vertical infrastructure. You understand the whole categories we are all construction engineering professionals here. So we know that there are different categories of construction. We have vertical construction that has to do with buildings and structures, and we have horizontal construction that has to do with infrastructure, roads, bridges, dams. Yes, and we have heavy industries. That's when you're talking about plants, refineries, space stations. So the buildings here refers to physical assets. It could be a structure, it could be a bridge, it could be a road, it could be a city, it could be a space station, whatever it is. It could even be a furniture, a piece of furniture. So the building, so when we're talking about building information modeling, do not limit it to just a vertical structure as per a building or a house or a church or a mosque or whatever. Look at it within the broad scope of what construction is part of. So, just like I said, building information modeling integrates the whole process and makes us look at how we develop buildings in a different way. It involves the entire life cycle of the building, because we know that definitely there are different phases of buildings. You design, you construct, and you operate. So what BIM tends to do is that BIM now integrates this whole process so that it can be more efficient, more connected, because we've realized that there are so many challenges that has to do with construction because of these processes are not connected together. So what BIM does is that BIM actually makes the way we plan infrastructure and buildings more efficiently for better life cycle use. So what's the Student Advocacy Program about? It's designed to teach and create awareness of BIM, its tools and processes among students of tertiary institutions across Africa. The training is believed to ignite the zeal for more knowledge among students who will later become professionals in the field, well equipped. So, for all of us that I can see that a lot of us have just come into the sessions. You are all welcome, but please mute your microphones. Mute your microphones so that we don't have a rowdy session. So back to what I was saying, you're all welcome to the Student Advocacy Program. What we're trying to do here is that we're trying to help you create awareness. We're trying to empower you. We're trying to empower you, to train you to understand what the concept of BIM is. Because a lot of people in the construction industry do not really understand what BIM is. But so what we want to do here is to increase your knowledge, is to build you up, to be professionals that are well conversant and well learned with these processes. Just like I said, BIM is not a software. BIM is beyond software. BIM is a process. It's a process that cuts across the entire construction industry, the entire construction process. So all of us, whether you're an architect, whether you're a builder, whether you're an engineer, whether you're a furniture maker, whether you're an estate manager, you're a surveyor or an urban planner, whatever you are, as long as you are part of the construction process, you have a stake in BIM. So we really need you to really embrace this. This is a life-changing process. This is a life-impacting process. I want you to take advantage of everything that it has to offer. So the time schedule. I need you to go through the time schedule. As you can see, it's actually an extended process from January to September. The virtual training, which begins today, will end in March. You go through several trainings online covering the concept of BIM, covering what the standards and processes in BIM, and then you now have optional sessions that cover the different types of softwares that applies to each professional and discipline. You could choose to concentrate on a software that is peculiar to your own discipline, or you could choose to go through the training for all to understand all the softwares. I would particularly advise that at this stage, don't be software centric. Don't be software centric. Try and understand the whole process, because you are advocates, you are change makers, and we are looking in a situation where you can be BIM managers in the future. So as a BIM manager, you are not software or discipline centric. You need to be able to understand the entire process of how the technology works. So our advice that as much as how you are restricted, you may be restricted to your discipline, I advise that you try and go through the entire training to understand how all the software works. Then at the end of the virtual training, you'll be expected to go through some series of tests just so that we can evaluate and be sure that you've gone through the training and you've understood the whole process and where we can improve on. Then by April and July, we're all aware that our official representatives for the student advocates, the official representatives for the program have been selected for each institution. So between April and July, these representatives will be expected to officially begin their local trainings and awareness in their local institutions. So we expect that yes, try as much as possible to reach out to your local representatives. This is just like I said, BIM is about collaboration. BIM is not about just one person. For the fact that you are not the official representative doesn't mean that you shouldn't be part of the process. Look at how you can collaborate with your official representative and make the best out of this process. Also look at how you can collaborate with various students from other countries and other institutions. This is a collaborative process. The focus of BIM is to enhance collaboration amongst all disciplines. So make the best out of this, make friends with everyone, and see where, so that you can, because definitely, and see where this takes you in the future. Then by August, we'll be ranking. There are several things that will be expected of the local institution rep. Who will now evaluate your work based on how well you've been able to reach out to your students, how well you'll be able to reach out to your faculty and your departments, the lecturers, and how well you've been able to impact the knowledge that you've learned on other students and your local community. Then this is where we'll be able to determine, the winner, the team that will emerge as the winner to be our official student representative in the International BIM conference that will be sponsored by one of our software representatives. So this is a time schedule. I really need you to take note of this. The slides will be shared eventually in the group. So the video sessions will cover according to these specific dates. The video sessions we take from January 12th, January 19th, and January 16th. So I need you to take note of this. You go through what BIM is, the definitions, the maturity levels, the standards. I also have an open BIM seminar and also a seminar from Autodesk Autodesk is the most popular BIM software provider in the world. So we'll have a representative of Autodesk to give you an insight on what Autodesk is and how Autodesk is driving BIM adoption all over the world. So, adopted technologies. These are the softwares you are all expected to learn. You have Revit for architecture, Revit for structure, Revit MEP, that's for electrical, mechanical, and plumbing services. You have BIM 360, is a document sharing and collaboration application. You have Navisworks, InfraWorks, and Civil 3D, and robot structures. These softwares, all of these softwares, some of them are discipline-centric, as you can see, while some are industry-wide. But just like I suggested, ensure you try and understand how all this software works, so that you can be able to explain to others and you can be able to collaborate better with others. Because if I'm an architect and I understand how a quantity surveyor works, I'll be able to collaborate better with the person. If I understand how a structural engineer works, I'll be able to collaborate better with the person. Nobody is an island. We've been in the industry for some while now, and we can tell you specifically that collaboration is the way forward. Don't say you're an island. Don't say that I'm an architect. Don't say that, so because I'm an architect, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. This is my way, and this is how I want it. And I don't want anybody else to interfere with my work. No. Construction requires collaboration between all professionals. So it's important if you're an engineer, go close to an architect, go close to a builder, go close to a quantity surveyor, try and interact with them, learn how do we try to understand each other so that you can work together. So expect training of these softwares. Just like I said, they are optional. You don't have to learn all of them, but it will be a plus for you if you understand the entire process. So just like we said, we'll be having live video sessions, but we expect more conversations and more briefings and more training on the Facebook group. We expect that everybody should have joined the Facebook group, and you should try and participate. Don't be passive. Be a proactive student. Embrace this and see this as a life-changing process. This is a training that will help you in your future, because the world has changed. Everything is about technology now. Everything is about information. And remember, we live in an information age now. And what does BIM stand for? BIM stands for Building Information Modeling. And mind you, the I is in the middle, which is information. The I is the key aspect of BIM. We live in an information world. We live in a technology-centric world right now. So BIM is the future. In fact, BIM is no longer the future. BIM is the present of the construction industry, and we should all learn to embrace. So we look forward to interacting more with you all on Facebook and in further sessions. So thank you again for your time, and this is the end of this presentation. So let me hand over to my colleague, Mr. Daniel, to continue.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is like you mentioned. I'll just add one more thing on the Facebook group. Endeavor to join the various unit for the software you are taking, and participate actively on the Facebook group. I can see some of you are requesting for the recorded version. The recorded version will be made available. The link to it will be sent along with the email that will be sent next to you. And also, if you have any questions, I know some of you are raising their hands. If you have any question, you can just unmute your mic for a while and ask your question to clarify what you want to do. I can see Onyeka, Chinyaka, I can see Tunu, Abola, I can see Hanifa raising their hand. So maybe I'll start with Onyeka. Onyeka, you can just unmute your mic and ask your question briefly. Your mic has been unmuted. You can just ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Actually, I have a question.
If you have a question, just raise your hand, please. Unmute your mic.
Okay. Yeah, unmuted. My question was that I was not hearing what you're saying, of course. I didn't remember that my hand was too low. So I'll just go and move that now.
All right. It's new. Please, not the question. It's new, Abola. Unmute your mic, please. Ask your question. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Good evening. It's Nuagola.
Yeah, please ask a question.
Sorry, I could not hear you. That's why I raised my hand.
Oh, okay. The link to the recorded version will be sent to you. Hanifa. I can see Technopop 1. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
My question is, for this BIM thing, how do we get like for the Revit thing? How do we get it done on our system?
It's software.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an Autodesk account?
Concerning the software, don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. At the right time, you'll be taught on how you download and install the software. You understand? So through the process, you get to understand that. Don't worry. Don't just like we said. Software is part of the process. You need to learn the process. You need to learn what BIM is. You need to understand the process and how the technology works. There are free softwares for students. The links will be shared for you on how to get it. So don't worry about software for now. At the right time, you definitely get the software. I hope that's clear, no? Any other questions? Please you can ask. If you have a question, indicate in the chat box. I will answer you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Please let's all mute our mic for clarity.
I have a question. Can I go ahead with it?
Who is speaking? Who is currently speaking? Can you introduce yourself? Hello?
I can hear you. My name is Onyeka.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. Please, about the softwares to use, are we not going to use software like SketchUp?
Okay, that's a good question. We're not using.
Yeah, because that's the one.
That's hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
The softwares we use, we're going to use Autodesk softwares. We're using Autodesk software. We're not going to use SketchUp because Autodesk is the most recognized and the most widely used BIM software in the world. So we listen based on our faculty, based on the faculty, and based on industry standards. That's the most widely used BIM software. So we're using Autodesk softwares. We won't be using what's his name? We won't be using SketchUp. I hope it's clear now.
Okay.
Hello, please. I have a question. Hello. Please, do we need to know, like, to have the software before we can start the lesson, or you are going to teach us in a way that we won't require the software?
You don't need to have the software before you start the lessons. At the right time, we'll instruct you on how to obtain the software. But for now, don't worry about the software for now.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Please ask as much question as yes, I can see someone here is asking, do we get a certificate at the end of the training? Yes, of course. You get a certificate at the end of the training, but you have to participate, you have to complete the training. If you don't complete the training, you won't get a certificate. So it's important that you go through the entire training, you do the test, so that you can get the certificate. So I need you all to take this seriously and see it as something that is worth your time. So please take this seriously, do the training, complete all the tests, and then you get your certificate.
In this test too, is it going to be online?
Hello? You said, is it going to be online?
Yes, sir.
What are you asking? What will be online?
The test.
Yes, the test will be online.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I can see another question here. Are we sponsoring the on-campus trainings ourselves? Yes, that's a very good question. And I need you all to pay attention. I need you all to pay attention about it. We don't expect you to spend a penny to do this. Let's try and get it clearly. We don't expect you to spend a penny to do this advocacy, to do your local training. Basically what you're supposed to do is that you reach out to your faculty. Can you all please mute your mics? Please mute your mic. If I'm talking, you should mute your mic so that you can hear what I'm saying. Yes, please mute your mic so that you can hear what I'm saying. It's very important you hear what I'm saying right now. As a local representative in your school, we don't expect you to use a single penny to do your local training. What we expect you to do is to reach out to your faculty, reach out to your student, your faculty, reach out to your student association, and reach out to them, and so that you can gain support. Basically, how I used to do it when I was a student was that I will go and write to my head of department or to the dean of my faculty, then requesting for a space. First, I have to officially write to them, and also the student association, the president of the student association. I let them know that this is what I intend to do, is to help the students. So with that now, they will now be able to provide you with all the resources you need. They will be willing to provide you with a space, with a hall, space, projectors, whatever it is. All you just need to do is to be able to the student president will even help you to mobilize the students to come for the training. All you need to do is to be able to have your slides. Have your slides ready. That's the only thing you need to do. You have a computer, you prepare your slides. On the day of the training, you come, you present on a projector for everybody to see, and that's all. Don't spend a penny of your money to do this. Reach out to your faculty, reach out to your department, reach out to your student presidents, your student association, and let them know that this is what you want to do. I'm very sure that they'll be able to help. I'm very sure that they will help you out. So I think that's clear enough. Unless if anybody, please, can someone please stop writing, putting all these colors on the screen, please? Whoever is doing it, please. Thank you very much. So what other question do you have? I can see another question here. For those of us that have network failure along the line, can we get the video or slide after the training? Of course, you get that after the training. That won't be a problem. So what other question again? I can see someone talking about ArchiCAD. I can see someone talking about ArchiCAD. ArchiCAD is a BIM software. ArchiCAD is a BIM software, just like how Revit is, just like how Allplan, Bentley, EcoSim. But we are not. ArchiCAD is developed by Graphisoft, and we are not using Graphisoft softwares here. We are using Autodesk softwares like Revit and the rest. Revit, AutoCAD. Those are the most popular ones. But you have what you call an IFC, Industry Foundation Class, that makes it possible for you to be able to share models within these different softwares. But don't worry about that. Just like we said, don't worry about software right now. Focus on the process. Focus on what the BIM process is. Try to really understand what the BIM process is. There are so many softwares that can be used for BIM, even though we are using our official SAP software is Autodesk softwares. But there are other softwares you can use for BIM. But it's important to note, BIM is not software. BIM is not software. BIM is the process. Focus on the process, learn and understand the process, and I'm sure you'll be able to apply it in whatever software or platform you find yourself. Any other question before we round up? Yes, I can see another question. Are we going to be given topics which we have to present on? I would advise you, the topics, you don't have to worry about the topic. You don't have to worry about the topic. Learn when you get, don't worry about the topic for now. Just finish your training. Finish your training, and a topic you'll be able to will now guide you. We are here for you. As the program managers, we are here for you. We'll be able to guide you when your training, when your local training is about to start. We'll be able to guide you on what on how to prepare your slides. So don't worry about the topic for now. So do we have any other questions? If we don't have any other questions, I think we should be getting ready to round up, because I can see questions that we've already answered. So Daniel, do you have anything else to say? Just like I said, there will be a certificate after the training, but you have to finish the training and you have to write the test. If you don't complete the training and write the test, you won't get it. You won't get the certificate. So take it seriously. Complete your training, write the test, and then you get your certificate. So just like I said, the unit, the slide and the video recording will be posted in the Facebook group. If you have any additional questions, if you have any additional questions, please don't waste time to ask in the Facebook group. I will answer it. We'll give you the answer in due time. So at this point, I want to say thank you all for your time. Just like I said, my name is Lord Kaduma. I'm an architect in Nigeria, and I want to say that I really appreciate you all for your time. I appreciate you all for being part of this process. And anything you want to learn, if you are thinking about, we encourage you to do as much as you can. Try and embrace BIM as your own. If you're thinking about doing a research, we are all students. So if you're thinking about doing a research on BIM, please let us know and we can also guide you. So we thank you all. Looking forward to the next session. Please take this seriously and have a fun-filled process. So this is bye-bye to everyone. Bye-bye, everyone, and let's continue the conversation on Facebook. Please join us on Facebook and let's continue the conversation. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.